Hello, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to my channel if you are new, and welcome back if you're an old friend. Today's video is going to be my tutorial based on the novel Invisible Monsters by Chuck Palahniuk. It's going to be mostly inspired by the main character, who is the narrator, and she goes by a number of different names throughout the book, and her real name is revealed at towards the end of the book, which I guess is not like really a major spoiler. She mostly goes by the name of Daisy, but just for the sake of argument and because she goes by different names in the book, I will refer to her as the narrator. So it's going to be inspired mostly by her, but I'm going to take elements of the book as well. So it's going to be mainly like an interpretation of the book as a whole, rather than just one character. With this look, it's basically half and half, and it's kind of gorgeous gore, if you like. So this character is missing the lower half of her face from a gunshot wound. So we're going to have, from this part upwards, it's going to be theatrical and quite pretty and beautiful, well, as beautiful as I can get it. And then lower half we're going to create the illusion of a shot off mouth. Now, if you haven't heard of Chuck Palahniuk, then I don't really want to know you, but if you follow me on any of my social media sites, then you'll know how much I love him. Basically, he's an author, and he has written, see if I can do this, Haunted, Rant, Choke, Snuff, Lullaby, Damned, Doomed, Make Something Up, Pygmy, Tell All, Beautiful You, sorry if I'm repeating ones, Survivor, Diary, and I think he wrote Fight Club. I think he did. Hang on. Siri, who wrote the book Fight Club?
Sorry, I'm having trouble with the connection. Please try again in a moment.
Because my connection is absolutely shit. Wake up. Try again. Siri, who wrote the book Fight Club?
Let's see. Okay, I found this on the web for Try Again Siri, who wrote the book Fight Club.
I did not mean to say try again. Okay, take 3. Siri, who wrote the book Fight Club?
Checking my sources. It looks like the author of Fight Club was Chuck Palahniuk.
Ah, it was Chuck Palahniuk. I mean, Chuck Palahniuk's cool. He's cooler than Chuck Palahniuk. Yeah. Sorry, my mistake. But yeah, seriously though, and if you watch my previous video, maybe the one before that one, you'll see how much of an absolute bloody sweetheart Chuck is. You watch my previous video, one of my previous videos, you'll be able to find it. Anyway, I'll get into the zone. So one of Chuck's other books is called Invisible Monsters, and it's probably the most quoted out of all of them, I think. Even more so than Fight Club. Obviously Fight Club took off mostly because of the film, but in terms of actual novels, I think Invisible Monsters is the one that's quoted the most, I think, with all the tattoos and stuff. So, and I've seen a couple of Invisible Monsters makeups online, and they're absolutely brilliant. So I thought I'd do my attempt and use really cheap products, so do like a kind of easy way of doing it, if that makes sense. Anyway, okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get some volume into my hair, and I'm going to use heated rollers, and these are the ones from Nicky Clark, and these cost about £20, but I got these a little while ago, so they may be cheaper now, I'm not sure, but now the pound's basically worthless. It's probably cost about 50 quid now. But basically I picked the Nicky Clark ones because the other brands I saw, they were quite big. The Nicky Clark ones are quite a good size for me. So basically they come like that. So you unzip them and open up, and you get a selection of rollers. And I only need to use these 6 here for my hair. And it comes with these little grips here. So it comes with a plug it in, and you can see underneath there it's got holders which basically heat up, and one of them has a little dot there, and when it's ready it turns white, which means it's ready. And just to show you, you take your hair, make sure you brush your hair first into sections like so, and this is very, very rough because I'm going to do it neat in there just to show you. Take it like that and then wrap it round. Now the tighter you do these, the better the curl. And then if you take the grip like that and then just hold like that. Now they do get hot. The thing to avoid is these metal bits there because they get really hot, but it's not like straight and hot, so you can, if you hold it there it's fine, but if you hold it there it's not boiling, but it wouldn't burn you, but if you hold it there and there it's not hot. Okay, so I'm going to pop those on. There we are, and I'm just using a heavyweight hairnet just to keep those rollers. Okay, I'm going to take my sketching pencil, which is just basically this Storm Grey pencil by Rimmel, and I'm going to split my face in half, do a guideline. Now I've got quite a small philtrum, so if you don't have a small philtrum, I would say just come up at just above the lip, because I've got quite a small philtrum. If I bring it up quite high, it's going to make my face look weird, well, weirder. So I'm going to take this pencil and just underneath the lip, just there, I'm going to go just across like that. It doesn't really have to be even, because my face isn't even anyway. Okay, so I think I'm going to do the top half first. So this is the kind of pretty look. I'm going to do it, have the eyes like inspired by Brandy, because in the book describes her as having aubergine eyes. So I'm going to go for like a purpley eye. I'm not really going to make this, there are drag queens in the books, but I'm not going to make it extreme drag. I'm making it kind of theatrical, so quite extreme on the eyes. Okay, so with any theatrical look I like to block out my eyebrows. I'm just going to use a good old Pritt stick. Okay, now I'm aiming to keep most of these products high street rather than high end, and stuff you can get from the local craft store. But with foundation, I'm going to use a good foundation. So I'm going to use Skin Base by Illamasqua. Okay, I'm going to take some concealer. This is just Rimmel again. I'm going to take this over my brows. Okay, I'm going to come up with an eye look now, and I'm going to mostly go for purples. So I'm going to use the Stay Perfect Mousse by No. 7, which is a sort of deep aubergine, deep plum, rather, and I've got these 2 shadows by Makeup Academy, which cost £1 each, and these are brilliant. So very good product and good value for money. I'm also going to use a bit of yellow. I have my Beauty's Factory, which has a yellow in there, and I'm going to go for a bit of red underneath the eyes. Just going to use just some lip pencils. Okay, I'm going to stop in the eyes just for the minute. I'm just going to take a wipe and just wipe away that line, just so it's faded so I can still see it. I mean, it's going to be covered this line eventually. So I've got a basic guide of what my eyes look like. So I'm going to move on to onto the bottom bit now. Okay, I'm going to use some liquid latex. Now, I thought this would be really difficult to get hold of, but most costume shops I came across sold it, and it's really quite cheap. I think this one cost about £2. It's down the neck as well. You should feel that starting to dry. And now I'm going to take some of my foundation and just dab it on top of there. Now, because this part's going to be all sort of ripped and horrible, the foundation doesn't really need to be neat. In fact, I think not having it neat probably just adds to the effect anyway. Okay, so I can see in this mirror here, I don't know if it's picking up the camera there, but the foundation looks quite messy, and to be honest, it doesn't really matter because we're going to be sort of covering it up and ripping at it anyway. Okay, now to create the effect of, obviously I can't really take my jaw off, but to create the effect, I'm going to make this part of the skin look like it's come out more, so it creates the illusion of that this part isn't more in, which makes complete sense, I know. But basically I'm going to take some little bit of papier-mâché. I'm going to take some tissue paper, I'm going to rip it into single ply. I'm going to latex, just glue it on there and then fold it, fold it, fold it and keep saturating it in liquid latex. What I'm doing now is, because this latex has dried, I'm just really picking at it to make the skin look really kind of rough and horrible. Okay, so I'm going to add some blood underneath here, and I want quite a thick, sort of congealed old blood. So I've made my own fake blood. This is glycerin and gelatin blood, and usually you add a lot of glycerin, a lot of water to make it kind of run and to make it quite runny. But because I want this to be quite congealed, I've added not as much water, so it's quite thick. I do have some theatre blood from Snazaroo, but this is quite bright red. It's like the fake blood they had in Suspiria. I'm going to add this along here. I'm just going to take my spoon and just get the rest off. It's quite dark compared to sort of normal fake blood. It should give a bit more depth. So as I said, this is meant to just represent the kind of old, dried, clotted blood. So it's quite sticky and quite fun. And then eventually it should become so thick you can actually hold it in your hand. And I'm gonna let it sort of hang off and look horrible little bits. And I'm gonna take some more foundation, I'm gonna paint that over the tissue paper. There. Then I'm going to take some scissors, and I'm not going to say don't try this at home because I know you all have common sense, you know, just be careful. But I'm going to cut at this. Okay, next I'm going to add some depth. I'm going to add some black. Just using some black face paint from Snazaroo. Okay, so my camera cut out, so just kind of carried on while it was recharging. But really I've just kind of added some red and black, just in random bits, and I tried to add a bit of white to make it look like teeth, but looking at it I don't know if I like that, but I'll come back to that. Now I'm going to move on to the eyes again. I'm going to sort of neaten that up because now I've got sort of what it looks like. Okay, I'm going to use a black. This is by Sugar Pill, bulletproof. I'm going to use that to line the eye. Okay, now I'm going to take a liner, a felt liner. This is by Rimmel again. I'm going to intensify that black just along the lash line. Use some mascara. This is one of the Revlon ones, the volume and length ones. I'm going to enhance those lashes by using these fake ones by Ilia. These are 155. Look like that. I nearly forgot my eyebrows. So I'm going to take an angle brush. This is by Real Techniques, and I used it just on my lashes before, and I'm going to take my I'm going to take my black eyeshadow actually, and I'm gonna mix a bit of water, and then just sort of thin kind of Clara Bow kind of brows. I'm going to take my theatre blood, which is the fake theatrical blood. This is quite fresh looking, this blood. It's very, very, very red. And I'm gonna do some like blood splatters. Okay, so what I've done now is just taken some of my congealed blood, and if you leave it for so long, it eventually becomes like really kind of sticky, like really sticky, quite malleable. So you can sort of mould it into shape, and I've just kind of latex glue and just sort of let them hang there. So I want to keep a kind of hole here, because that's where the gunshots come through, and then create sort of like injuries and stuff across here. I think I'm thinking of adding some white to make like bones and stuff, but I don't think I don't have the skills for that. It's just here, and I was going to do like really strong contour, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to draw some birds because of the quotable line, birds ate my face. So I'm going to take a pen, I'm going to draw, and I'm going to take my good side. I think my left side's better than the right. So I'm going to take my pen and just going to Okay, now I've seen a couple of different looks of this look, and sometimes people use bandages, some people do like this. I'm going to add some bandages. Just got some stretchy bandages. Now normally, like with the particularly with the cover, her face is completely white and she's got lipstick smeared on it where lipstick would normally go. So I'm going to do sort of half and half. So I'm going to cut them quite fine and have them sort of checkered. So I have one coming down there because I still want to show all the gross bits just here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to sort of cut it into strips. So I just sort of stuck it on like that. And then I'm going to take some lipstick. This is Ruby Woo. It's quite matte, so I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm just going to... What you want to do is really, like, as rough as you can, do a lip shape. And the messier, the better. I'm going to take off this hairnet. I'm going to sort my hair out. There you are, here's my take on, and it's quite hard to talk without that moving, this is my take on invisible monsters. So I've kind of done including the bandage a little bit, so I want to kind of create the effect of the book cover. I know that most people have the bandages, they bring it all the way around, and I tried doing that, but I guess it could work. It just sort of hides all the blood and the horrible bits there. Yes, and I am fully aware how absolutely fucking hilarious I look talking with this on. I look like I'm constantly pouncing, or it's like Margaret Thatcher, isn't it? Oh dear. It's more, yeah, this is more kind of a picture look rather than a talky look. Well, I hope you have enjoyed. Anyway, just a really fun, creative look, and I want to do something fun and something to do with Chuck Palahniuk because I love him, and I've not done a tutorial in so long, so I thought I'd start off on something fun and dramatic and crazy. So thank you very much for watching. Ciao!